What's up, YouTube and Facebook buddies? I'm testing out my equipment and some camera angles, so just bear with me. I'm just learning how to do these live videos and just kind of setting a few things up. And I actually have the time to do a video today. Oh, watch your toes. And then I guess we'll have some bloopers too. So, as you can see, there's a bunch of starts here sitting on the table. My wife and I are getting ready for springtime, and we've been getting some things planted, but there's going to be a frost coming up here in probably about 5 days. It's going to get back into the 20s, so hopefully everything makes it. We'll try to cover some stuff, but I wanted this to be one of the first videos in maybe a garden to table like series of videos. And since it's spring season, it's good to get started talking about some of these projects. But also I just wanted to talk about, like, if you're a beginner, where you should start as a beginner. And I would say, of course, going to your local nursery and picking up a few starts like this. Never a bad place to begin, but I think you should also definitely get some seed starting going and just start them from a smaller stage, not just for the price but for the experience. So these are actually all homegrown, I think. Yeah, she just reused old containers. So get a mix. If you're late in the season, definitely buy some stuff. Buy your tomatoes, peppers, whatever, just so you have something. But then also experiment with seed starting. Kind of get an idea of how far behind that seed is going to be compared to the plants you buy. And also, just the care and maintenance. So just, if you are starting at absolutely zero experience, that's a good way to gain some. Of course, get as many books as you can, follow as many Facebook and YouTube videos as you can, and say, if you're really wanting to get into this lifestyle, you do have to make a lot of time for it. Having your day job be, something like working in a nursery is always a great idea. It's a great starting point to gain tons and tons of experience. So if you are serious about garden to table lifestyle, maybe landing that nursery position so you get a true idea of what you're going to have to do day to day. Also, some courses is never a bad thing, or having a mentor. But I would say I always had gardening involved in our family, and I thought I knew a lot. And then I had met my wife after I thought I had all this knowledge. And after taking some courses together, and then she was working in the industry at some high-end nurseries, her experience and knowledge just, it surpassed me super fast, probably within 2 or 3 years, definitely. And so now I've probably forgotten more than I actually know, but I know the basics, and then I can always bounce things off of her with all her experience, and then we can come to create a plan together. But you have to stay humble in this, because sometimes what seems to be the answer is actually the problem. Say a plant could be overwatered or too dry and exhibit some of the similar, attributes. Because sometimes, it's gonna maybe fade if it doesn't have enough fertilizer and water. Also, too much fertilizer, too much water, you can see fading and yellowing. With the too much water, you're going to get root rot down in here. So you need good aeration, and just have an idea of, am I overwatering, underwatering, understanding they can exhibit some of the similar side effects. Or say over fertilization, is it burning, or is it pale because it doesn't have enough nitrogen? I mean, that all comes with some experience. And even a seasoned pro can be wrong sometimes. So you have to gain that hands-on knowledge. Start working with this stuff, you know, like I said, hands-on. And each season is basically it's a learning session. So you will learn year to year. And once you've had 5-10 years of gardening, you're going to have some great knowledge. And so that is a great starting point on the gardening end of it. And of course, garden to table living is based around providing food for the home. Not just food, but entertainment as well. But the food aspect, you really got to get in that kitchen, start getting familiar with ingredients, and I mean, put those skills to the test. Maybe not every night, but 4 or 5 nights a week, you should be cooking using fresh ingredients, nice cuts of meat, experimenting with recipes, and also just finding what you have available in your kitchen, in your garden, incorporating that and making a nice dish every night. Your family will never forget it, and it'll always be appreciated. All right, so that would be a good intro video into garden to table living. Thank you for your time, and I hope to make more. Have a good day.